Welcome, friends. LostScarf here, and it's time to talk about Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. It's a sequel, of course, and I liked it. So, we're going to do a review and then spoiler talk. Not a lot of spoilers to talk about, really. Nothing really. There's maybe like 3 or 4 major things. It's more going to be a talk about, like, wasn't that moment cool, and this moment that, like, there's going to be more talk of that than really any major spoilers. Except for maybe 1 or 2 now that I can think about it. But the movie, it's an 81% on Rotten Tomatoes. It's pretty good. I recommend checking it out. I really enjoyed watching it. I had some laugh out loud moments. I really did. I can't remember any of them right now, unfortunately. And there were 2 very good, whoa, that was pretty damn cool moments as well. And I wish I could remember, I remember one of the laugh out loud moments. Can't remember one of the other ones though, but there were some pretty good moments in this movie. Very enjoyable. I like the chemistry between the different characters, very good. Now, as far as the villain goes, it's going to get the same complaint as always from everybody, that the villain's just not very memorable, but I don't care about that anymore. The thing is, villains just aren't that great anymore because there's not a lot of time spent on them. Aside from Loki, you don't see a lot of time spent on these villains to build them up to make them great. There's so much time being spent on the heroes that you don't get to see the villains get built up, and I think that's just the symptom of the time. That's all it really is. So I don't really care about that complaint anymore. They service the plot, and they do it very well. The villain of this movie serviced the plot pretty well. Pretty cool fight, pretty interesting stuff going on with them. I like them. And overall, I just liked all the characters. You got Star-Lord, learning more about his character. The thing I like about this is, the sequel should be an evolution of the first movie. It should have some homages to the first movie, and they do some stylistic homages to the first movie. This movie is beautiful, very well shot. There's some really cool distant shots, really good landscape shots, very nice special effects, pretty good action. For the most part, you could follow the action very well. There was a couple moments where you might get a little lost when there's a lot of explosions going on, but for the most part, it's very funny, very well acted. Oh my god, Chris Pratt is an amazing actor. He shows some amazing emotion on his face, and when he needs to be funny, he can be very, very funny. So he's just a great actor out of Chris Pratt. Holy crap, and he's just a very enjoyable character going on there. And one of the complaints is the will they won't they between him and Gamora, and yeah, I get that complaint. I thought it was fine, but I get the complaint. I really do get the complaint going on there. There are complaints about Mantis, which I think it's just the way she was treated. And I think it was just meant to be funny. I don't think there was any cruelty meant by the way they treat the new character Mantis, because there's a lot of her and Drax. And the idea behind Drax is, of course, he's very forward and he just says a lot of things, and they sound mean, but it's not actually meant to be mean because that's just the way Drax talks. He calls her ugly a lot in the movie, and she's a very attractive woman. But, and that's meant to be funny. I see some people just call this like misogyny. I'm like, no, it's meant to be funny. Like, he's being nice to her and everything. He just doesn't like her. He doesn't find her attractive. And it's supposed to be part of the humor. Bradley Cooper as Rocket Raccoon is pretty damn good. He's very entertaining, very good. Really great job going on there. I Am Groot is pretty funny as well. Yondu, oh man, I like the evolution of Yondu in this movie. I really like, that dude can act. Can't remember the name of the actor right now, but he can act. Like, he showed very good emotion with his character. Gamora's sister, unfortunately I can't remember her name right now. Her moments were pretty good. Just all the main actors were I thought they did a very good job. I really thought they did a good job. They were very funny, and when they need to be funny, they did some good action. They acted very well. It was pretty good. The opening sequence is going to get talked about, or has been talked about. I liked it. I think there were some points to it that could have been better, but I liked it for the most part. And there's things about, of course, the movie that are going to be homage to the first one, and that's one of the comparisons that are going to happen is the openers to both. And the soundtrack, of course, gets compared as well. And yeah, I think I like the first soundtrack better than the second one. It's still a good soundtrack, but not as good as the first one. And what else is there? There's a lot of little visual cues that are pretty good. The comedy's pretty great. What can I say without spoiling anything before we go into spoiler territory is the question here. I think that's really it for as far as saying the review part of it. Just everyone acted very well. I really enjoyed the action. I really enjoyed the humor. I enjoyed the music. Enjoyed the visuals. Great camera work going on here. I liked what was going on with the story. I liked the evolution of the characters. Everyone develops a little bit as a character in this story. Star-Lord develops for sure. Gamora develops with her sister on this one. Groot is, I suppose he doesn't really develop. He's growing because he's a little baby again. Drax does grow a little bit. You learn a little bit more about Drax. I was very interested in learning more about Drax's history. That was cool. We got the new character Mantis, which is very interesting. And then, of course, you have... did I mention Rocket Raccoon? Rocket Raccoon has some growth. Yondu has some growth. I really like the growth of Yondu. I like what happened with Yondu in this movie. For dang sure. And that's it for all the main cast on that one. The villain... It was a pretty interesting villain. The special effects around the villain was pretty great. The thing about the villain is there were rumors about this being the villain way early. And them like, holy crap, there's no way. And there's like, yep, this is the villain. Like, wow, did not see that coming. So it's a very interesting villain to have in the movie. Pretty good. And so overall, yeah, recommend seeing the movie. Definitely check it out. And that's it for the review portion. So give y'all a couple seconds to stop the video or leave or whatever for the review. If you for some reason were on the fence about this movie, I say you don't have to be. Just check it out. The thing about when it comes to Marvel movies is I don't see them all as the same. If you say all Marvel movies are the same, then you mean all movies in general are the same because they always have those rise and falls and everything. But what I like about Guardians of the Galaxy is it's an ensemble movie where each character has some time that develops them and makes them very interesting and fun. There's a lot of time on Rocket Raccoon, there's a lot of time on Star-Lord, there's a lot of time on Gamora, and there's some time on Drax, and each has some moments that develops them. Of course, Groot has things going on too, but since he's a kid, not a lot's going on really. But he has some funny moments as well. So the movie overall, as a growth of the characters for the second movie, did a very good job in my opinion. So definitely check it out. If you weren't interested before, then I guess you're not interested, but I think it's worth watching, especially if you like the first one, for dang sure. I'm gonna go get my scarf, so this is your chance to stop the video. We now have a scarf. Know the rules. If I'm wearing the scarf, it's spoiler talk time. Now, there's not a lot of spoilers to really talk about. The major plot point spoilers are, of course, the deaths going on in this movie, and then just talking about, oh, those were funny moments, right? I really like, let's see here, let's talk about Stan Lee first. The confirmation, the confirmation that he's a Watcher. I really like that one because that was my theory way early. I'm like, he's got to be a Watcher. Why not? That would make sense, wouldn't it? And he's talking to a bunch of Watchers, like, yeah, I was a bus driver this time, or I was on a bus this time, and all these things. That was great. I really liked that they did that he's a Watcher, because it makes perfect sense to make Stan Lee a Watcher since he's in all the movies. I really like that a lot. So that was funny right there. And I like that they do a callback to it later on when Rocket Raccoon and Yondu are going through all the jumps and everything, and you see them still talking when they jump through that area, which is pretty great. I like that callback. I also like the callback joke of whatever that root was, where it's not ripe yet. 2 times they tell her not to eat it because it's not ripe yet, and then she eats it, like, yeah, it's not ripe yet. It's like, oh my god, they told her. They told her. I like that callback joke. All the Groot stuff's funny. So the opener, let's talk about the opener. It's really cool what was going on during that fight and everything, but of course you have, I don't know, I think maybe they spent a little too much time with Dancing Groot a little bit. It was enjoyable, but I think it could have been handled a little bit better. I like Drax jumping into the middle, inside the thing to try to kill it and just not succeeding, and Gamora finishing it off, and he thinks he did it. That was pretty great. That was very entertaining. That was good. When it comes to Rocket Raccoon, when he takes on Yondu's group, that was very fun to watch. You get to see just how good Rocket Raccoon is, until he has to take on Yondu, of course, so that did not work out for him, but that was pretty cool there. Yondu soloing his group was pretty damn cool as well, when he's got that fin going on. That is a callback to the original Guardians of the Galaxy, because original Guardians of the Galaxy has a blue guy who's an archer, he has the fin, and this is Yondu, and he just owns everybody. That was really cool. And one note is the special effects on Rocket Raccoon. Really good special effects on Rocket Raccoon. He looked really good. And they show very good emotion on Rocket Raccoon. That was enjoyable. Let's see here. When they're taking on the Sovereign and you find out that that's actually an arcade for them, that was kind of entertaining. What was another good point? Sylvester Stallone, what the hell? Just seeing him being a character, like, okay, alright, that's something, alright. And Yondu's whole thing with that, and you get to see a little bit of their world where there's prostitute bots and stuff. Like, you get to see little bits of what's going on in that universe with Guardians of the Galaxy, which was cool when you see about the Ravengers and everything. And Yondu's redemption with all that. Just going down the line, just thinking of all the great big moments going on. They were just very entertaining. I like the interaction where they just have pride between Rocket Raccoon and Star-Lord. It's like, they're gonna get themselves killed because both of them are just flying the thing, and they're doing well, and they're also getting screwed over at the same time. It was pretty good. Another big moment to talk about would be, at the start of the movie, when you see the plant that gets planted on the planet, and the thing with the dad, about, let's say, maybe halfway, maybe sooner, I realized there's no big bad, and it came to the realization that Dad's the big bad. At some point, I realized that Dad was the big bad, which made sense, because there's just no big bad being mentioned or shown anywhere. They tried to use the Sovereign as maybe a red herring for the big bad, but they were never really a big enough threat to be it. They're basically what Yondu were the first time, where you had Yondu being just an annoying threat, but he wasn't the big bad. Same thing goes here with the Sovereign. They're not the big bad. It's instead being the dad there, which is very interesting. And yeah, when it comes to that plant, though, okay, this is valid. I feel like you get to see that the plant is affecting all these different planets and everything, but you don't see maybe an Avenger trying to deal with it or anything. You don't see anyone reacting to this big mass on Earth, which is very interesting. I was hoping that maybe that didn't get affected yet. Like, they have to show that the galaxy's under a threat, so that had to happen. So I guess there you go. But I was hoping that maybe that plant didn't get used so that Star-Lord could use it during Avengers 3. Like, when they have to do the Infinity War, that's on Earth. Star-Lord can use that for later, but no, it got used. I think that would have been a really cool thing to have later on where Star-Lord could utilize that to his advantage. But no, that's for naught. Just, Earth gets attacked, but we don't get to see anyone trying to defend Earth, which is very... that part just didn't feel right. We see all the other planets getting threatened as well. I don't think they needed to show that Earth was being threatened. I think it was just implied, but I don't think they needed to show it necessarily on that one. Okay, one big major complaint is why is I guess the explanation is, but why Ego killed Star-Lord's mother. I guess the idea is by killing the mother, he has no one attached to him on Earth, so he can leave. That's the only guess I've got. So he has no attachment on Earth, so that's why he killed the mother. And that is unfortunate. How did he not think that was going to go south on him? I really don't get that. I really don't get that at all. I guess because Ego's just this godly creature, so he sees himself as, he's a god, so he's like, well, I'm a god, so these people don't matter to me at all. And the big twist, I think, was pretty obvious because they were hinting at it enough that you're like, oh, there's going to be something. But I did not know what the twist was. I did not know it was he made a bunch of kids. I thought he only made one kid. I thought he actually fell for someone and that's what happened. But no, he's just banging everything. So he just Shatnered it up pretty well there. And so I didn't see that part of the twist. I knew it was going to be that it was something sinister, but I didn't know that was what it's going to be. Any other ones to talk about is got to be, well, the final battle, I guess. Got to talk about the final battle. Just, they're taking that on, and it's just a really cool fight, and everyone gets some moments in, which is great. Except for Drax. Drax didn't really do anything in that final battle, did he? Did he do anything? Drax didn't do anything. Drax was just there to be with Mantis and help her out, I guess. So that's still a useful thing, but the real factors there were Star-Lord and Rocket Raccoon and the ship and everything, and Mantis, but some of the members weren't that very impactful in the final battle, which was a curious thing. But the I Am Groot moment, which we saw in the trailers, which was really good, and the whole duct tape thing, this is why Chris Pratt's just great for comedy, is because the duct tape thing, he's like, oh yeah, I'll go see if Yondu's got duct tape. Hey Yondu, you got duct tape? Yeah, you got any? He's like, Drax, you got duct tape? Yeah, Scotch tape could work. No, you don't. Well, why even mention Scotch tape? You don't have any tape. Like, it was so well delivered by Chris Pratt. He's so good at delivery, and the way he talks, it just really works out for humor. So just great job there. Very entertaining stuff. And so just the final battle and all that, and just him basically Superman fighting his dad was pretty dang cool. I liked that. It was very interesting. I like that he turned into Pac-Man. I like that Pac-Man part. I hope that somehow he's able to get back into that power. Maybe not be a super, but be able to tap back into that power would be pretty cool. And just the father-son moment between him and Yondu, you knew it was coming, and it was pretty good, I thought. And then the death of Yondu, which was so well done, so well acted, so well shot, so well scored. It was really good. Then the funeral was done very well. I really enjoyed it. I liked that a lot. Groot trying to get the fin was an amazing moment. That was very entertaining. Oh my god, the toe. He's like, you guys have a fridge? No, we don't. Well, then let's just agree to never talk about this moment ever again. Groot has great moments. Groot has very good moments. And then, of course, I like how the post-credits was 5 scenes. That was pretty cool. Just why not? And that was great. I enjoyed that. And Overall, it's a fun movie. Like, there's not there's memorable moments, but not a ton. Oh, right, when Mantis is just feeling each of them, so they learned a little bit about the characters a little bit. That was great. I really enjoyed that. And yeah, the will they won't they thing is just it's a tired trope, and I feel like they're trying to play with it to subvert it, but I don't know if they succeeded. I really don't. I liked the movie a lot. I didn't find that to be annoying like some people did, but I don't think it was done well enough, in my opinion. But overall, that was a very enjoyable movie. I liked it a lot, and if you're here at this point, it was just entertaining. I really enjoyed it. And what did you think of the movie? I liked it a lot. I just liked it. I didn't have any major complaints about the movie. Just little minor things, but nothing major. But there you go. That right there is the review and the spoiler talk. I had fun talking. We had fun watching and listening. That's what it's all about, isn't it? Having fun. Thanks for coming by, and see you next time.